Sunday. It's time to drink. It's time to talk about video games. They drop the mic everywhere. I'm a mess today. I don't know if I can do this.
Joseph.
I know.
Have you been drinking?
I've not been drinking yet. Amazingly enough. I wish I was. I feel like I need a little something in my soul. A little something to get me.
A little bit of that soul sauce.
A little something to get me going. You know. Everybody, welcome to Cocktail Time here on Sunday here at 4Player. My name is Joseph Christ, host of Cocktail Time. Tonight, and with me, as per usual, is Mr. Dainty Toilet Paper Head Bob over there. How you doing, Bob?
My brain hurts.
He can do it himself.
No, it's a Monty Python reference. God damn it.
From what? Well, if anyone's going to get that, it should be Mr. Geroge Denison, who's joining us tonight.
Hello.
All the way from the UK at 4:30 in the morning, once again. And thank you, George, for doing that.
Anytime.
So what is this reference, Bob? I don't get it.
It's the what are they called?
I am a Monty Python fan, so
Gumbies. That's what they're called. Or Mr. Gumby.
Mr. Gumby.
Yeah, it's the guy that has the towel wrapped around his head, and he acts like a complete idiot, and he has the bricks that he smashes into his head. No?
I don't know this reference from Monty Python. And I know Monty Python. The Meaning of Life is one of my favorite movies. Is this from their skits?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably why you wouldn't...
They're lesser-known stuff.
Yeah. I guess lesser known. I mean, it was part of their Hollywood Bowl act, but...
Yeah, see, that I'm not very familiar with.
I thought they were.
No one... See, that's the thing with Monty Python. Monty Python, like, they have their sort of their main stuff in their movies that everyone knows, but then there's this host of other stuff.
Oh, yeah. Some of it's not very good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's like, they're so great, but I think they just put out such a wide range of things that no one talks about the bad stuff.
Yep.
I saw a little bit of Saturday Night Live today from, like, on the internet, and man, that show sucks.
I haven't watched it for about 10 years.
Man, is it bad. It is really bad. They had Scion today, this weekend, apparently.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you meant, like, the car.
The Scion, the car?
Yeah.
No.
The Scion?
No, they had the Gangnam Style guy.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. I saw that skit. But, like, the entire skit sucks until he shows up, for real, you know? And then it's like, okay, well, and he's on for, like, you know, he's there for maybe not even 5 minutes. But everything else sucks. Anyway. Let's talk about what we're drinking tonight. What do you think?
Indeed.
Mr. George, why don't you start us off?
I am drinking
And your toast, dude. You do the toast thing as well.
I am drinking a mojito.
You got it right.
You got it right.
Did I say it right?
That was good.
You did.
No, a mojito.
I'm not a mojito.
It's a mojito.
That's right.
It's a mojito.
People don't realize that
Mojito.
before the show started...
It's that character from Dragon Ball Z.
Right. Before the show started, George had asked the correct pronunciation of mojito. He wasn't sure. He didn't want to be embarrassed, so he asked us before the show. Probably not realizing we would just bring it up during the show that he made. He wanted to be sure anyway.
I figured.
I know. And what is your toast for the week?
My toast is going to go to Vatra Games. Again, I don't know if I'm saying it right.
I think it's Vatra.
Vatra? They're from the Czech Republic, apparently. So
who the fuck knows what they're doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to toast to them for doing what I think is a pretty decent effort with Silent Hill Downpour.
Okay.
Which I've just finished.
Okay. So you played that recently.
Well,
as recently as 5 hours ago. So
wow.
We'll talk about that during the show.
Recent.
That's I haven't really gotten into that one yet. So I know Nick enjoyed it.
Yeah. I played it about the same time Nick did.
Oh well, you guys can do a little cuddle buddy thing talking about Silent Hill. I like that. I am drinking just my usual, like, little bit of vodka and lemonade stuff. So, and I am toasting Gearbox, because, you know, I've said in the past I haven't been too excited about Borderlands 2, but that is kind of coming this week, and midnight releases around here, and I'm kind of getting excited for it. I'm hearing some things about it that are pretty good. Like, the world is more open, the missions are a little more, like, dynamic. The police are coming. I The city hubs have a lot more life to them. So I'm getting myself a little geared up. I'm getting myself a little bit more excited. So toast to Gearbox. Here's to a successful launch on Tuesday. May it do you well. We'll see. I mean, apparently, pre-orders are off the hook. I want to talk about that later because I have a question about that whole thing as well. We can go over that. Excuse me.
Awesome.
Bob.
Yo.
Your turn.
I am drinking all right. So what's your favorite holiday drink?
My favorite holiday drink? That's an easy one. That's a very easy one. It's every Christmas, I forget who puts it out, but they put out this eggnog pre-mixed with brandy.
Oh, I think it's you're thinking about the Southern Comfort people, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is it? It's either Jack Daniels or Southern Comfort.
Yeah, I don't think it's Jack Daniels, but it's something. It's like for some reason I want to say Boone's Farm, but I know that's not right.
No,
I know that's not right. But no, it's some Christmassy drink and it's fantastic. I can go through bottles of it.
Yeah. So yesterday I actually made homemade eggnog.
Oh,
and I have to celebrate because I fucking love eggnog.
Yeah, me too. Well, that's funny.
It's early, so
we didn't even plan that. That just happened. That was organic.
Who doesn't like eggnog? And actually, what's weird with this eggnog?
I know people. I know
a couple people who don't like it.
I've never tried it.
You've never had eggnog?
No.
People in Britain have no souls.
So
that is true. That is true.
So, but no, that's actually that. So, what is a British Christmas tradition? Because when I think Christmas, I think very British things. You think of the night before Christmas, and the what was the one with the Ebenezer Scrooge. You think Christmas, the Ghost of Christmas Past. You think of all this stuff.
Christmas Carol.
The Christmas Carol.
I can't really speak for all British people here.
But you have to.
Because my family.
You have to. You must be their ambassador.
No, I'm not taking on that responsibility. No. Sorry.
That's why we have you on the show, goddammit.
That's right. It's my dish.
Yeah. I'll be your non-traditional British person.
Okay. We can do that.
Yeah. No, my family is very traditional actually. We get up really early and we take it in turns to open all the presents, and then we just have a really big dinner, fall asleep.
That sounds very American, actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, there's no difference here so far.
Sorry to disappoint you then.
That's pretty much what we do. We eat too much and then we fall asleep. But that's pretty much every American holiday. So.
Sounds good.
But we're just runaway Britons technically, so I guess that's all right.
Well, yeah.
So this is some eggnog actually made yesterday with some duck eggs. Because we have a friend who has a bunch of ducks.
So duck eggs.
Yeah, duck eggs.
Why? Why duck eggs? Why not normal eggs?
Because I heard they are much more fluffy and creamy, and then which is actually true. Like when I made this stuff, it came out like almost like custard. It's nice and thick. It's really good. Yeah. So before I used regular chicken eggs because it's just eggs, milk, or cream and sugar. Like that's it.
Wow.
That's the only shit that goes into eggnog, and nutmeg and seasonings, whatever you want to use in there. But usually it's just nutmeg. But yeah, it's you make like kind of a thick custardy drink. It's not really hard to do. It's really actually quite easy to make eggnog. But this is definitely the first time I've ever used duck eggs, which is kind of weird because I've heard they taste funny. But this is fine.
What is that? Well, what's the process? What's the process like?
Making eggnog?
Yeah.
You pretty much beat a bunch of eggs in a bowl with pouring sugar into them. Heat up some milk. Pour the milk into the bowl with the eggs. Throw all that back into the pot. Simmer it on the oven or on the stove for a while. You want to heat it up. You don't want to boil it, but you want to heat it up enough slowly that it thickens because that's actually you're cooking the eggs at that point. So you create like a nice custard with that. So you create it's like a really thin custard,
right? And
then you just kind of cool that, and then later on you mix in a bunch of creamer or milk, and then it's your finished eggnog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really simple, very easy to make.
Interesting. So we're being ripped off when we buy it, basically.
Yeah. Especially if you have friends who gave you 20, 30 eggs yesterday for free.
See, that's a lot of duck eggs.
So, yeah, they were all duck eggs.
They're inundated with duck eggs.
Yeah, just covered in duck eggs. And actually, this is a terrace professor at the university. So she even ran a, 'cause she's a dork. She ran a salmonella culture on them, and they came up negative.
Well, that's good. That's probably more. Honestly, that's probably more than what they probably do in the supermarkets for us.
Probably.
So I would imagine that your duck eggs from Terrace Professor are probably safer than what we would get.
Yeah, I imagine they're pretty safe. And for my shot tonight, I'm doing something called a bloody tampon. Now, a bloody tampon, this might actually just be pretty simple. It's just vodka, and I got V8 here.
Uh-huh.
So it's a lot like, Bloody Mary so far, right? Like it's sort of the process and how you drink it. Let me shake this bugger up. I just got this.
What's the like this thing? What is that long elongated?
Oh, those are Mike Next. I've actually color coordinated. I was doing this while you guys were talking about your drinks.
You OCD bastard.
Yeah. Those are my pills. I need my pills.
That's why he's a developer.
Exactly. Well, nice and tidy. All right.
Let's be all together.
One's out of order. It's not in color coordinated.
See, that's the thing. Once you put them in color, like once you put them in order like that, if they get out of order, it's like it's all fucked up.
Oh, it messes your shit up.
You have to fix it.
It's no end. All right, so we got our. Oh God, I hate V8.
You really hate V8? I like V8.
I don't like it. It smells like kitchen scraps. All right, so let's see. There's our lovely vodka V8 mixture. And what you're supposed to do is a paper towel, but you're supposed to take a napkin and you're supposed to suck on it for about like 10 seconds and then drink the shot.
Through
apparently.
Wait.
Not through it.
So
let me look at the instructions.
What function does the paper towel?
So this is to get rid of all the saliva and give you a really kind of papery taste in your mouth. Then you drink that. And the nice viscous bloody mass.
So the only reason it's even there is just to make it more tampon-y. There's no like drink association with it.
Well, I could just dip it in here and drink it. I just dip it in. No,
but I mean, I don't understand why.
It looks like a tampon. I don't know. This is the instructions the internet gave me.
Yeah, but see, usually in these drinks, all these drinks, even the disgusting ones, they have a reason. They have a reason that something
to make it worse.
In there. To make it worse, right. Or to have some sort of function. The paper towel just seems like it was thrown in just to make it seem like a tampon.
Yeah, well, you know what I can do is I can dip it in here and then just suck on it.
But you're not going to get tomato juice through there. That's not going to work. You can't suck liquid through a...
No. I'm just going to dip this in here, let it soak up a bunch of it, and then I'm going to suck on the soaked up fluids. Like a tampon.
He needs a string. You put a shoelace on one end of it.
Tara, do you have a string? No, I'm kidding.
Why don't you just actually get one of Tara's tampons and use that?
Oh God, I don't want to do that.
Come on, they don't have.
I can use the applicator to.
Yeah, they don't.
Put the tampon.
Do tampons have something on them?
It would soak it up. It would probably fill this entire thing. Give me the supersize, Tara.
I don't know much about tampons. Do they actually have like a medicine on them or something? I don't know how this works.
Are they medicated? Is that what you're asking?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like, could you do that without hurting yourself?
Medicated tampon?
Well, why not? What if you need to take something vaginally?
Yeah, they do have antibiotics in them. Yeah, you could take something vaginally.
So they do have antibiotics or something in them.
I know plenty of women who take things vaginally.
Well, that's usually how it works.
Yes,
that's usually how it works.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I think you should use a real tampon. That's my vote. What do you think, chat? Over at 4pp.tv, should Bob just use a real tampon?
I don't want to use a real tampon.
You should. Look. Oh, look. They all want you to. See, they're all. Everyone.
Yeah, I'll try it both ways. I'll suck on the. Since I got a lot of here, I'll suck on this thing and then dip and suck and.
It seems like an incredibly elaborate way to drink a drink.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean. Like.
Let me see if there's other people that have the bloody tampon shot.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like, there's no real functionality to the paper towel besides it just making it more like a tampon.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a Bloody Mary. That's not a bloody tampon.
Like,
Fuck you.
well, you know what would make sense if you had to take the tampon and the tampon, take the paper towel and then dip that and like soak another alcohol in that and then put that in your drink, and that's the way another alcohol got into your drink. But the fact that just they threw a piece of paper toweling and it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, why not just drink it? I think that would be more straightforward.
Yeah. Just drinking it would be good.
I still think you should use a real tampon.
I don't want to use a real tampon.
Well, I know you don't want to, but that's not what we're discussing here.
I love how you asked the chat whether he should use a real tampon, as if they would all go, "Oh no, don't be silly."
I needed more people on my side.
That's just ridiculous. Don't do that.
I needed more people on my. They were like, "That's too disgusting." Just wait.
You crossed the line.
We're not even into this show yet.
Yeah. So my shot goes to the Black Mesa developers. I did it last week because I was congratulating them on actually fucking finishing the game and putting it out. Well, they put it out and it's fantastic. I can talk more about that later.
We'll talk about that later. Okay, fantastic. So let us do this. Ready?
All right, I'm gonna try the way they tell me to do this, and then I might switch it up. All right.
Ready? 1. Look at Bob. 2, 3.
How
was that? Is that good?
That's oh god, I hate tomato juice. Let me soak up the. See if this is any better.
See now
there's your bloody tampon.
That's
there, chat.
stuff.
You like that? Oh, look at.
That's the stuff. There we go. Oh.
Oh god. Oh, this is worse.
So what makes it worse? Is the paper? Is that like really?
I really hope.
Oh god, I'm gonna throw up. It's just. This might be the shot that does it. Like sucking the thick juice out of this is horrible.
So it's not the taste; it's the process. It's the process of doing it. It's the way it feels. Oh man.
Oh, this is the most gag reflex I've had on this entire show.
Wow, and this is from a man who did like tuna water. So.
At least when you drink it straight down, you're fine. But like when you're sucking on the fucking napkin,
It's a napkin that does it.
It's like a tampon. Not that I've sucked on tampons before. Holy shit!
We do.
Oh man, look at this. It's like a poor sad used tampon.
See, you probably should have used a real tampon.
Oh god, no! I probably would have actually vomited.
It would have
for
been
that.
the same anyway. Would have been the same.
Ugh.
All right. So I want to share this with you guys. So if you guys, I don't know how much you know about this, but we've talked about cloppers before on the show, which is My Little Pony. People who like to have sex with, or want they fantasize about having sex with My Little Ponies. It's kind of their fetish. Yep. So apparently there's this forum called Space Clop out there on the internets, and
I thought this was on Reddit. Is there a
this might have been on
another one?
This might have been on Reddit. This was forwarded to me on the Twitters and stuff. My Twitter handle is the Joseph Christ, if anyone is wondering. So apparently somebody went on this forum called Space Club and put in detail. They actually tried to have sex with an actual horse, or did have sex with an actual horse, or do, and wrote about it in detail to this forum. And I can't. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. It's hard to see. Possibly the person's name was Mr. Donkey, I think. And this was put in. The date on this is pretty old. It's like 21 days ago from when this screenshot was taken. So I can't really tell, but definitely a while ago.
Yeah, I think it was at least. I heard about this as well. This was at least a week or two before PAX.
Something like that. Yeah. So this was forwarded to me, and this is really something. He apparently gets in pretty good detail. And I figured I should just read this whole thing to you guys. It's not that long. So I don't know if you're ready for this.
I don't think anybody's gonna be ready for this.
we need some music for this. There we go. All right. So Mr. Donkey says,
I'm surprised you didn't get some cowboy music and you can have a hoedown.
This is probably better. So she gets a little crusty outside, but it's very clean inside. I use a warm, damp cloth to clean my mare's vulva and other bits. She really enjoys it. I use it as part of foreplay.
Oh, God.
A little baby oil makes your skin feel like silk. You want to drink some more of that drink while we're reading this, Bob?
No, I'm not gonna. All right, let me try a little bit of V8 here
Right, I'll
to see if this improves.
And I'll
the
keep reading as
situation.
you do that. As for kicking,
Where's the vomit bucket?
never force yourself on a mare. She would let you know if she's interested or not. The signs vary a lot. Winking of the vulva, tail raised high, pushing back into you, grunts, sometimes squeals in season are good signs. If she sidesteps, lifts her rear leg, flatten ears, she's not interested. Don't try your luck, though. Real zoophiles do not condone rape. A mare can fuck you up, and not in a nice way. So, you don't want to push yourself on the mare.
No.
Mr. Donkey, so this person is talking to Mr. Donkey, who also had sex with a horse. Mr. Donkey is spot on. A mare has a large amount of muscle and control over her vagina and vulva. When she is off, her vagina collapses on itself, kind of like a slinky.
Because you want to fuck a slinky.
Right. As things get more interesting, she expands and telescopes her vagina. Telescopes her vagina.
Well, this is actually how
It come out.
most mammals' vaginas work.
How most
anyway.
horses do it. But the
Mammals
horse
in
dicks are
general.
so big anyway. I don't think it would need a telescope very much. This guy's good. I can have a tight start with 3 fingers and warm her up until I'm at my elbow.
Why is he fisting a horse?
Because you have to start them up. You just have to start them up.
Is it like I can imagine him? He's like trying to start an engine. He's got his fist in there. He's like, vroom, ba, 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 vroom, ba, ba, ba.
Where am I? Let's see. Oh,
You
until at
started
my
off.
elbow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one word of warning: never try insert anything past the cervix. You can feel it at the end of the vagina. How big is this guy's dick?
I'm thinking he's elbow deep in there, so I'm
Maybe.
assuming he's probably trying to. He's poking it, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It can get a little sticky around the cervix, but don't tamper with the waxy area, as you may give the mare an infection, which could kill her quite easily. You don't want your sex mare to go away. These are Clopper's people, not me. Another very interesting experience with horses is anal. Just don't doing any fisting, as the rectal walls are very delicate. Sex plays a minor role in my relationship with my mare. My favorite thing to do is hug her and give her udder tickles.
So you could say they have a stable relationship, huh?
Yeah. It's a very stable relationship. Sex play.
I think this is the logical conclusion of that pigeon dating simulator you were playing. Yeah.
Probably. Let's see. Sex plays a minor role in our relationship with my mare. My favorite thing to do is to hug her and give her udder tickles. She loves this. Bum scratches turn erotic very quickly, though. So that was the response to Mr. Donkey, who had said, she's certainly not as tight as a human female, but the mare makes up for this. The normal body temperature of a horse is 99 to 101 degrees Fahrenheit. It's warm. Warm is good. Even though the mare can receive a very large penis, this doesn't mean her vagina is gaping wide. Vaginas are stretchy, and mares have a great deal of control over these muscles. So, that's what's going on over in Clopper World. Space Clop. Maybe it's spaceclop.com. I haven't been there yet. Oh,
Is that it?
someone just said 50 Shades of Nay. Or Hey.
Yeah.
Nay is
Yeah.
good. I think we've used that before.
So with the someone posting like this, do you know if there's a lot of negative response?
Well, it's certainly a hair-raising experience.
Yes,
Or
absolutely.
hair-raising. I don't know. That one fell short. So anyway, I think if you like My Little Pony, that's fine. But let's not fuck horses. This is a PS. This is a public service announcement from Cocktail Time.
Yeah, I mean, you might get, you don't know what they're carrying. You get some disease, and then you end up sounding a little hoarse. Oh.
I wish I had I don't have a rim shot. I wish I did. Anyway.
So
Cloppers.
these guys having such like a intimate relationship with a horse, do you think they'd ever be considered marriage? Oh no. I have a whole list of these
You know
here.
what,
I'm just
Bob?
going down.
You know what, Bob? You're gone. You're gone for the rest of the show. That's it. That's what you get. No, it's all right. I'll bring you back. So I don't know. This whole the brony thing is kind of weird.
Well, bronies are relatively new to the world of the internet.
I think
Bestiality has been around for a long time, since the Romans and people had noticed that you could fuck a horse. I'm pretty sure that people were doing that thousands of years ago.
I'm sure, but don't fuck horses. I kind of want to check out Space Clop now, the forum.
Yeah, don't do it. Because if you do it, it might pop up on the little windows below, and then, good God, what's going to happen to our channel?
I don't know. It seemed like some of these responses he got are like
positive.
One guy was like, "Have you ever actually done it before? Just out of curiosity, did you clean her vagina before you did anything? I imagine it must be very filthy. Also, how do you make sure she won't kick back or anything?" And that's when this new guy came out and responded to. I like Mr.
That's Winnie.
I like Mr. Donkey is spot on. I'm going to use that from now on. Whenever somebody makes a good point, I'm going to say Mr. Donkey is spot on. But
what is the
Go ahead.
What is the official definition of a brony? I'm confused.
The official definition of a brony is anyone who enjoys My Little Pony that is outside of the targeted demographic.
Well, particularly men.
Particularly men from 15 to 73.
40. Yeah, 73, I guess.
I watched the first episode of that new My Little Pony thing because everyone told me to. It was okay, but so I guess I'm not a brony because I'm not that
You're not a
fanatical
brony.
about it.
No, if you did not get an erection within the first episode, you're not a brony.
That's right.
Okay, guess I'm not a brony then. Okay.
That's the the test.
Yeah. Yeah. We should actually say, there is a difference between cloppers and bronies.
Yeah, I know there is a big difference between them.
Cloppers are the foamer people, and
But that doesn't stop a foamer. Oh, especially when it comes to heritage equipment.
they're like that, but for My Little Ponies. See, my thing is, if you have this, here's my thing. If you have a fantasy of having sex with a My Little Pony, right, and they're like these little cute, like anime-eyed little horses, wouldn't fucking a giant steed be a disappointment? That's not a one-to-one thing. That's I really like to have sex with petite women, so I'm gonna go have sex with a giant fat guy. That's not a one-to-one thing here. That's an old big, Is it just the fact that it's a horse, or or is it like miniature horses?
They could just be little ponies.
Yeah, they have
yeah.
I went to the fair this weekend, and they had these miniature horses, and I didn't even think about this at the time because I don't.
That would have been creepy.
That would have been creepy. But now that I've read this thing here, and I'm thinking back to the fair, was that they had these miniature horses, and you get some fucking neon spray paint these little motherfuckers, and it's a hoedown. Literally.
Or a bro down.
A bro down. It's a bro down.
Yeah.
That would talk about animal tourism. You could sell that shit to people.
Did you notice any younger to middle-aged men just staring at the little ponies?
I wasn't looking, but next time I should check it out and see if I see any eyes spying from across the room.
Just so I know, at what point does this show stop being about a show about having sex with horses and start being a show about having sex with video games.
I don't know what time is it. What time
I've
is it?
said way too much.
That would be boring. Everyone talks about video games nowadays. No one talks about having sex with horses.
Having sex with horses.
That's right. So we're gaining new territory here.
Oh yeah, we are cornering that demographic. We're the only podcast on iTunes that talks about
having sex with horses and horse fucking. Yeah.
Yes.
That's our
claim.
claim.
About that?
I'm going to make that statement, and I defy anyone to prove me wrong. Either way, I win. Oh man! All right, well, let's talk about some video games, shall we? George, you haven't been with us for a while. What have you been playing, man?
I have been playing 2 video games this week. Mm-hmm. One of them has been, as I have already mentioned, Silent Hill Downpour. So I am extremely late to the party for this one because Silent Hill Downpour came out in, was it April, May? So
some time ago, yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of scared that I would come on, talk about it, and then everything that there is to say about the game has already been said. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Well, very few people have actually
taken aback.
Very few people have actually said that, so you're on your way.
Oh, good.
No, it's a joke. That's totally a joke. Some people did like it.
Yeah, no. I was about to say that I was kind of taken aback at how, apart from Nick's review, about how mediocre the reviews were, because compared to Homecoming, which genuinely was disappointing.
Oh yeah.
This one actually does a pretty good job of nailing the Silent Hill atmosphere.
Yeah, I was actually very positive on this game as well.
Yeah, and actually, to be fair, I played Shattered Memories as well, and I thought that was pretty good. But I think the problem, though, the sort of central problem with any new Silent Hill game is that it has all these expectations to live up to, and there are kind of parts when you're playing Downpour when you can see it like ticking checkboxes on a list. Like it's got the fog, it's got the monsters that are supposed to be a reflection of the troubles in the guy's psyche. It's got the clunky combat that's probably supposed to be clunky, but you're not quite sure whether it is or it isn't. You've got the use of darkness, the freaky sound effects, and you kind of think like it does it really well compared to what a lot of the other Silent Hill games have done. But you kind of just wish that Silent Hill would either just sort of fade out and let other horror games come into the limelight, or do radical,
like do something really different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think if Silent Hill people try to do something really different, the outcry of real Silent Hill fans would just be deafening. I don't think they'd we're gonna make it into a first person shooter. I mean, not necessarily that, but I mean, I think they're so afraid to get away. Like you said, it sort of ticked down. This is Silent Hill because of fog, check. Monsters, check. You know what I mean? I think if they are so afraid to move away from that sort of equation, that it keeps them from sort of innovating on it.
Edge Dam Brog from chat over 4-player
Badger.
He brought up that they are doing something different with the Book of Memories on Vita, but I also heard the Book of Memories on Vita is fucking trash.
Everyone hated it. Everyone's been bitching about that game. Everybody.
Is that the one that's a twin stick shooter?
Yeah, well, it's sort of an isometric view. I don't think it's a twin stick shooter, but I think it's more of a tactical game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the thing is, the problem with the game, I think, is that it's not a horror game.
Well, yeah,
it's not really a Silent Hill game. Like, why is it a Silent Hill game?
Well, I think you can make a game and do it in sort of the Silent Hill universe. I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely, you can. But it also, you can make a bad game in the Silent Hill universe. You can make a good game in the Silent Hill universe. That's not following the Silent Hill formula.
Wayward Warrior 7 has just said, I really wish Downpour had save points. Those constant autosaves suck. I completely agree. That was one of the things I found really annoying about the game, is that it autosaves constantly, but it has quite spacious checkpoints. So I don't know what it's saving half the time.
Yeah.
You constantly see autosave, and then it takes you back to 10 minutes when you die. It takes you back 10 minutes before, and it's like, what were you autosaving?
Well, that's interesting.
One of the things that really pissed me off about that game.
It's not. Is it two things? Is it a possibility that number one, it's sort of saving your movements and then reacting to how you go through the world, or is it, I mean, a possibility that there were two systems and they didn't know which one they were going to do. Like they were like, well, we're going to do a constant autosave like a Dragon's Dogma, or we're going to do a checkpoint system, and both just sort of got left in there.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But
that game was pretty damn slow. Like it was like aside from the constant auto saving, it was the loading was pretty atrocious on it. I think they released a patch, and they also, if you install it to the hard drive on the 360, at least it's a lot quicker. But I do remember there being some pretty bad frame rate issues, at least when it first came out.
Right. But
that might have been from it being auto-saving all the fucking time.
Well, does the game do that? Does it actually react to what you do? Or is it...
Not really, no.
Okay.
No, it's relatively linear. Relatively linear in the fact that there's really not much you can do in the world that'll change the rest of the world. I guess there's cop cars that drive around that you can get rid of, but that's it. That's the only thing that actually changes the world.
What do you mean by there's cop cars?
That was just confusing. Like there are cop cars that drive around the town, and if you let one run you over, it disappears, and then monsters appear, and then you have to run away.
Yeah.
And then occasionally it comes up with a message saying, "Find out where these cop cars are being dispatched from," and that's it. I don't understand what that was about at all.
Yeah,
that's very.
There's a lot. Yeah. The one thing I really liked about it is there were a lot of these kind of just stumble upon side quests you could do, and they were not necessary for completing the game at all. But there were some, homages back to the original Silent Hills. Like there was the room. You could find the room in Silent Hill from.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was kind of hidden up away. There really wasn't anything there other than like just a gun. Right. But it was just kind of these callbacks. There's also, I think, some other ones callbacks to Silent Hill 1, maybe? I can't really remember too much. I think there was a school that was from Silent Hill 1. I can't remember anymore. Right. It's been months since I played this game, and I never beat Silent Hill 1, so...
Yeah.
My bad. Mm-hmm. Actually, this was the first Silent Hill game I actually beat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Right.
I'll still get into it. I've been meaning to pick it up and try it, but no time. There's just no time.
Yeah, no kidding. There's way too many fucking games to play.
So my camera's all weird today. I don't know why I can't get it. What else did you play besides Silent Hill Downpour?
The other game I played this week is Binary Domain.
Binary Domain. I like that game. That's a game I do like.
Yeah, no, I liked it to start with, and then I realised that the voice recognition thing was completely broken.
Oh, don't use that. Don't use that at all. Take that off.
I actually haven't quite beat it yet. I'm on the final boss, and it's so hard.
Yeah, don't use the voice recognition software. If you take it off, it's a much better experience.
So what is it? Is it using is it using Kinect voice software, or is it using
it's using the mic.
Microphone.
So it's got its own voice recognition thing. Okay.
It's awful. It's really bad.
Yeah. It doesn't work at all, and it's funny to start with when it's kind of a gimmick, and just like trying to say like "fuck you" to teammates, and then it comes up with "love you."
Yeah,
they're like, "Thank you."
Yeah, exactly, and then they're like, "Don't say that. That's creepy."
We're in a battle situation.
It's like the voice recognition thing, I don't know, maybe I wasn't playing it on a hard enough difficulty, but it didn't seem to make any difference anyway. Like, a lot of the commands are commands to do stuff that your teammates should be doing anyway, like fire and like take cover.
Right.
It's like they should be doing that. You would hope that they would be doing that stuff anyway and not standing around like bloody potatoes.
Like it should be part of the AI that they have.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure what that was about, but... It looks nice though. It's all done through Cryware, so that's one good thing about the game.
It's a cool game,
and it has the most hilarious national stereotypes I've ever seen in a game.
Yes.
It is so funny, particularly the French robot.
The French robot.
Yes.
Is it male or female?
It's male. French robot called Kane. When I first encountered him, the game was almost going to be my game of the year, just for the French.
it's a fun game. I mean, I like the boss fights are really well done. Like just the act of shooting robots is really well done and fun. Like they can break apart, and if you shoot their legs and they fall over, they'll crawl at you, or you can like shoot their arms and they have like a rocket launcher or something like that. And if you shoot their heads off, they'll kind of go crazy and shoot each other. It's done pretty well, and it's so campy and over the top. You can't take it too seriously. It's almost like a cheesy Asian like sci-fi action movie, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I still have yet to play it.
It was good, but I think it kind of devolves into a pretty generic, repetitive third-person shooter towards the second half, and it picks up in the final third.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a little bit slow in the middle. What boss are you on now?
The very final one.
Which one is it? Remind me which one that one is again.
You're in a huge white room fighting an enormous mech.
The mech thing that you break. Okay, yeah. And the
that kills you in like two hits.
Yeah.
It's a real pain.
Yeah, that was a pain. I had a problem with when you're in that big room and there's that gun turret thing and you have to keep on reloading it. It's when you're facing that giant
yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying too.
And the other thing, the other thing that's really annoying about about Binary Domain is that every time you get hit by an explosion, even if you don't get hit by it directly, you get kind of staggered.
Yeah.
And there's one bit where you have to carry around this huge homing rocket launcher. Every time you get hit by an explosion, your guy drops the rocket launcher and you have to pick it back up again.
Right.
I found that was just like, that battle took me like half an hour.
Was that the one with the giant robot guy?
It's the one with it's a huge flying thing, and it sends little things down to get in your way every time you aim at it with the homing launcher.
Right.
Yeah, and every time you get hit by an explosion, he drops, or climb up a ladder, he drops the bloody rocket launcher, which is just really...
Yeah, it's got some annoyances. I ended up enjoying it a whole lot more than I thought I was going to. You know, I think it was the kind of the fun campiness that kind of kept me into it. You know, it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's just kind of it just wants to have fun with itself, and it's like for some reason, like I think it kind of pulled me in more than Vanquish did, and I still haven't finished Vanquish, much to Brad's chagrin, I'm sure. And Vanquish was like one of my favorite things to see E3 2010. But I
love Vanquish.
Yeah, but for some reason, like when I finally got my hands upon it and I started playing it, I was like, okay, it's kind of fun, but I don't know, I wasn't, for whatever reason, I wasn't feeling it. I feel like some of the systems in Vanquish were, I don't know, maybe needlessly complicated, I kind of felt, to a degree. I'd have to go back and play it again, but for some reason, there just wasn't an ease of use that made Vanquish particularly fun for me to get into. You know?
Well, that was the thing about Binary Domain, where it looks a bit like Vanquish, and I think I kind of kept wanting it to be Vanquish because it's like a third-person shooter.
Yeah.
So I think I heard from someone. Yeah, no, I think I heard from someone that it had like the same slide boost mechanic, but it doesn't. So I don't know why.
Although I do like the side boost mechanic. That thing was actually pretty cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, House over at House in our chat at 4pp.tv said he says Vanquish was like diarrhea in your face all the time. I'm not sure.
That's pleasant.
I'm not sure what that means, and then someone just is trying to put tentacle porns. That's interesting. We'll have to see. Oh, it got deleted. Something about teenage girls getting violated by tentacles.
Yeah, I totally clicked on that.
To see the tentacle porn. How was it?
Only if there's horses involved.
Only if there's horses involved. I only do if there's horses involved. So, cool. You gonna?
It's the only way I can get it up.
It's
It's the only way I can giddy up.
Yeah, giddy up.
Yeah.
Giddy up with the. Oh yeah. Anyway, you're gonna finish Binary Domain then? Or you're just
maybe.
you're getting kind of done with it.
Yeah, I've tried that. It's like it was pretty easy actually until that final bit where it suddenly gets really difficult. Just because this huge mech thing can kill you in like 2 hits.
Yeah.
And it's getting really annoying, so I'll give it another few tries. And
I had
probably move
to.
on.
Yeah, I remember I had to continually like be dodging that entire time.
Yeah.
Like, just really continually, just constantly, like, get some shots off and then run to the next pillar, get some shots off and run to the next pillar. That boss fight took me a while. I think I was in that boss fight for at least 20 minutes. Which is pretty
I've been longer than that.
Have you? Oh man, yeah. And your mates during that thing are pretty useless.
Yeah, that's the other thing, because if one of them then you fail the mission. So you keep having to run over to them. Either you keep having to run over to them to revive them with first aid kits, or they have to run over to you. Right. And then after a while, the whole thing just falls apart. So.
Very easily.
Very
easily. So, we got 10 minutes for a break. Hey, Bobby, you want to talk about Black Mesa?
Yes, I can talk about Black Mesa.
I should tell people real quick. After the break, we're going to pull Nolan in for a little bit. Nolan was in an accident last weekend, so he's going to talk about. Nolan's going to talk about his accident. I got a picture of Nolan in the hospital. There's Nolan looking sad in the hospital after his accident. Yeah. So Nolan's going to help. They're going to come on and talk about his accident. He's okay. He's all right, but we're going to find out. So anyway, so let's talk about Black Mesa.
Yes. So Black Mesa is a project that's been, I think it's been in the works since like the beginning of 2005 when they first officially announced it. Mm-hmm. So that's what, more than 7 years ago. Seven or about 8
almost
years about
ago.
8. Almost 8. Yeah. That was an ambitious project to remake the original Half-Life 1 using the Source engine that would not be a kind of really ugly port like Half-Life Source was. Right. So they finally released their first version to the public on this past Friday, actually. And it's a free mod. All you need is just like you can even use the free version of the Source SDK to play it. And it's good. It's really good. I'm really surprised at how well made the mod is. Like really, all the models, most of the noises, the voice acting is but I mean, what are you gonna do with a free mod for voice acting?
Voice acting in Half-Life is kind of mad.
Yeah,
Half-Life was never known for its voice acting.
Right. At least with my main complaint would be the soldiers, is because I remember them being more like having more of a mechanical voice, but it's more like they're talking on the radio. Mm-hmm. In the remake, that doesn't really sound like they're really talking on the radio too much. It just sounds like they're just talking. Mm-hmm.
They kind of sound like the guys from Fear, actually, in the remake.
A little bit, yeah. Whereas in the original Half-Life, they sounded a little more like the what you would expect the Combine to sound like in Half-Life 2. Yeah. That's sort of a jarring difference between the two, but it was just radio chatter in Half-Life 1. But the mod is really good. Like it's been a long time since I played the original Half-Life, so it's basically like replaying the game for the first time because I don't remember shit.
Yeah, and it looks so different. It's hard to.
Oh yeah. I had completely forgotten all the level design, all like where shit was. Like I remember key moments and doing specific things in the game, but I don't actually recall specifics like, oh, you go this way and then you go this way and you go this way. Like I don't recall that.
I actually went back and played Half-Life for the first time when my TV exploded and I couldn't play my Xbox. So
you have a lot of exploding equipment over there.
I need to replace everything. I need money. So I downloaded whatever my laptop could play on Steam, and I downloaded the first Half-Life, and I was pleasantly surprised at how well that game stands up.
It still holds up. Like the game, by today's standards, the level design is awesome. Yeah. Like I don't ever like I find myself at the time like second guessing myself like, wait, am I going the right way? Because I'm too used to the fucking really incredibly linear first person shooters of today. Yeah. Whereas like, I'll go and explore this area and it's gonna be a little nook for me to go find something secret. But no, it's actually an alternative route to progress me forward through the storyline. And I never feel like I'm being directed. I more feel like I'm exploring. So it's really, it's really, well designed in that way. I mean, granted, all this is attributed to Valve back in 1999 or 98, whenever Half-Life 1 came out. But it's amazing like how good that game was for that era. Like I know they back in that day, like they really, what did you have in a first person shooter? Like there was crazy guns, and a lot of it was like the level design, like secrets.
Yeah, it was secrets.
Was a big thing back then. Right. Having really interesting levels, really recognizable levels. And just kind of level design was kind of an art back then. Yeah, like especially with like the Quake era.
There were these big sprawling complexes.
Yeah,
that was the thought. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's just kind of insane how sort of that art form has somewhat been lost, at least lost on the newer generation of games.
Well, the thing you have to remember is that pre Half-Life it was like the Doom and the Quake with these big sprawling, almost maze-like levels, Blood is. I've been playing Blood a lot on way back Wednesdays at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, they were mazes,
and they're like big mazes. And then post Half-Life, like things got really linear because Half-Life sort of
incredibly linear.
Half-Life introduced story to the first-person shooter, and post Half-Life things got really linear. Everyone focused on really like they want to funnel the player to give them these cinematic experiences like cattle. Yeah. But what Half-Life did was Half-Life kind of bridged that. It was like a bridge between these sprawling complexes, and it was a sprawling complex, but also like was semi-linear to sort of give the player that story aspect. But it was this perfect amalgamation of both of those ideals. But no one is ever able to replicate that again well, and all they do now is just funnel you in a direction.
Yeah, well, to tie back binary domain into this, one of the trends I've noticed recently in like linear games is this ridiculous thing where if they want you to look at something, there'll be a prompt, usually like the Y button or something, for you, and you hold down the button, and then it forces the camera right over to the thing that they want you to look at.
Right. It's very jarring.
Yeah, and the most ridiculous one was in Bulletstorm, where they actually like had a point system attached to it, where if you had to press the button with a certain like. You had to do it in a certain time where you wouldn't get a certain number of points. Right. It's like, that's just ridiculous. Just leave me alone. I want to look at
shitty to design. That's
not... I want to look at what I want at, not what you want me to look at, sort of thing. You know?
The worst version of that was probably in Lollipop Chainsaw, where you'd be in a third person, and they'd grab, like every 5 to 10 minutes in that game, they would grab the camera and swing through the level to show you an area of interest. And it happened so much in Lollipop Chainsaw, it almost gave you fucking whiplash. It was awful.
Yeah, and it's like there are certainly games when I would miss key moments. Fear being one of them, where I would be looking the wrong fucking direction when something happened, and like something happens behind me, and the scary noise goes. And I'm looking at a potted plant and going, "What the fuck's going on?"
You wallflower. That's what you are.
And I look around. I'm like, okay, did I miss something? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, that's kind of it's sort of an art to be able to design those moments in ways that the player is drawn towards what you're trying to show them.
Like automatically.
Don't force them. Yeah. Like if it's doing either at the end of a long hallway, that's definitely they're going to be looking at that direction. Right. But if you walk into a big sprawling room and you expect them to be looking out of the window to the right, good fucking luck.
Right.
Yeah. But I guess does Half-Life have any of those? Half-Life doesn't really have many of those moments, the original one, at least not yet, that I've run into.
It does here and there, but so for instance, one that sort of like pops out to me is when you were going through the level and there's a part where this bridge area collapses, and to get around it, you need to get on these pipes and go around the outside of the thing. It's one of the first points in the game that actually really introduces the jumping and platforming mechanics.
Oh yeah,
but the way they introduce that is they put an enemy, one of those things that blows out the sonic things, all the way down at the end. So you shoot at him, and as you're shooting at him, that's when it explodes. So it sort of it directs you in that way. It gives you a reason to be looking somewhere. It does it really well, and it's almost transparent the way it's done.
Yeah, absolutely. It's done. It's like that's what I was saying. Is I don't feel like I'm being led through this game. I don't at all. It feels like I'm just exploring it.
But you are, which is that's the kung fu that's being done in the background.
That's the brilliance of the design. That's like why I'm just marveling at like this game still fucking holds up to today's standards.
Yeah,
It's so well designed by just level wise that you feel like you're actually in full control of where you're going. You're like, fuck, I see there's a big hole over there. I'm not gonna go over there. I'm gonna go through this little thing over in this vent over here and jump up through here.
Yeah.
And then you find out you hit a loading screen. You're like, wait,
right?
I was supposed to go this way. Really?
Yeah.
I was just exploring.
Exactly. It's amazing.
It's well paced.
bizarre.
It's well paced as well because it starts off with that really slow tram ride, and I mean, when was it released? What, 1990?
1998. Yeah.
Like for the time, it was amazing that it sort of, for a first-person shooter game, that it spent so long just kind of setting out the environment rather than just like giving you a gun and some monsters to shoot at.
Yeah, that was it's kind of like your in-game cinematic for that era, and it did a really good job of kind of portraying the environment, because you actually see a lot of the different types of environments you'd be going through and later on in the game. Like once you beat in the game, you actually recognize a lot of it. Like you see the G-Man sitting on another tram. You see the whole waste processing area. You see like the valleys and the kind of desert areas of Arizona. I guess where it's set. Right. Was it Arizona or New Mexico? New Mexico.
I forget. Maybe New Mexico.
I think it's New Mexico. But they kind of introduce you to a lot of the kind of environments you'll be going through as you're going through this game, and you get a feeling for how large this area actually is just by sitting on that tram for a good solid 5 minutes before you even get into the testing chambers. And even then, you get to where you're supposed to sign in and everything, you still have another like 10-minute walk to get to the middle of the experiment. Right. So it really kind of gives you a good want to see 4PP cast get into massive orgies. Watch your favorite 4PP people engage in sexual activities.
Wow.
Or watch 4PP see Brad get fucked with a hammer and Bob roleplay. Wow. They're like, people are like...
You want to see Joseph performing necrophilia, Joseph necrophilia archive.net. I don't even remember doing that.
This is amazing. Yeah, Jesus Christ, this is great. We're like targeted porn advertisements. I am proud of this stuff.
I must have been drunk.
Yeah, I know. Fucked with a hammer. Brad being fucked with a hammer. That's amazing.
It's like, yeah.
Like, okay. Is it
How
only
are you fucked with a hammer?
There are many ways you can be fucked with a hammer.
Head first or handle first? I mean, head first, I guess, right? Getting that out.
Or you just... I know a big black guy named Hammer.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well done. He's the hammer.
It's hammer time.
It's hammer time. Oh man. So anyway, back to Half-Life.
Yes. So it's like with Black the intro, I it does feel kind of slow at points, but when you look back at it, you're like, yeah, actually, that really kind of illustrates how big the facilities are, and gives you a sense of a spatial sense of where you are in the world.
I think it's all necessary. You can't just have like a Call of Duty that's just constant blam 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 all the time, And I think it's good to have those dynamic moments to sort of build the tension and just sort of like you said, just sort of to accentuate the fact that you are in this sprawling complex all alone, and it's really important for a game like Half-Life, a game where you're caught in this place, to accentuate that largeness, because it sort of reduces hope in a way. It makes it a more stressful situation. So, all right, well, let's do this. Let's take a quick break so we can refill our drinks.
Then I can go click on those horrible porn links.
You can click on those horrible porn links.
I want to go see this hammer time.
Oh, yeah. Did you actually click on them? They're probably just... Is it good? Is it good stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, there's this guy with it's a hammer.
Look at that. They call me the hammer. They call me the hammer.
Yeah,
all right, guys. Well, stick around. After the break, we'll be back with Nolan, who is going to tell us about his accident. He's okay, but we care about him, so we want to know how he's doing. So, all right, guys. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Did someone call for a general contractor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, guys. We are back. It's rocking us. Look at that Bob. Look at Bob.
Yes. It's my Injustice headband.
You look like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Dorko.
Turtle power!
Oh man.
I'm Raphael!
Oh, looking good. So we got Nolan here yet?
No, Nolan's here.
Oh, let's pull him in.
Yeah, I'm supposed to add him to the call, aren't I?
That was your job.
Hey!
Your job. You were supposed to be engineering this. You
Son of a
failed.
bitch.
I gave you one job. Bob, start the call so that at the break you can pull Nolan in. Okay. What did you do? What did you do?
Here.
You did not do it. You did
I
not.
put on a headband.
You put on a headband instead of doing your job. The last time I give you anything to do.
Yeah.
Is he here yet? Nolan?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, pretty good.
How you feeling? So people don't realize it. Nolan was in an accident this weekend.
Yep.
We have this picture of you in the hospital, looking very, very, very hulky.
Thank you.
It looks like you're going to rip out of that hospital.
And
Yeah.
do you work out, or is this just Nolan? Are you filled with bales of hay?
Yeah, I do work out actually.
Okay.
I used to work out every day, probably about 2 years, and then I had to stop
Right.
because of school.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, this like a little over a month ago, I started working out again.
Right. It's massive. You look like you're a superhero brought into a hospital for testing. So what happened? You're okay? I'm presuming.
Yeah, I'm physically fine.
It's mentally. It's the mental crush.
Yeah. No, I was driving to work, and it was raining pretty bad,
Right.
and some truck towing what seemed to be maybe like a generator or something pulled right out in front of me and slammed on their brakes
Oh,
because they had to turn into a parking lot, and so I hit my brakes too, but unfortunately it was raining, and so my tires locked up, and I slid right into the generator,
Oh man.
and it crunched up my car. I tweeted a couple of pictures of my car as well.
Yeah, we didn't
It's
get
bad.
those because you in the hospital is much more entertaining to look at.
Yeah, it is.
As long as you're
Yeah,
okay.
so that's what happened.
That sucks.
The only reason I went to the hospital though is just because I have a lot of friends and family in the medical field, and they're like, you should probably go just in case.
Well, it's sort of like they say you should go just in case, like a week later, you start getting really in pain, and then something comes up, and then you sort of need it for the insurance. They need a record of you going in and getting checked out. Is that kind of what it is?
Yeah. So no, what? Yeah, I mean, I went in, and she was like, "Do you feel like pain or anything at all?" And I was like, "No, I'm fine. I don't feel anything at all." And she's like, "Well, you will tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Right.
And I was like, "Whatever." And then like the next day, I felt like shit.
Really?
like I was sore, my neck hurt, my where the seatbelt was on me hurt, like everything just started hurting.
You hit pretty hard then.
Yeah, I mean the speed limit on the road I was on was 55.
Uh-huh.
And so I was going pretty fast when I had to slam on the brakes. I assume I was going somewhere around like upper 40s when I actually hit the guy.
Right. Oh man, I was in an accident. A year and a half ago, maybe actually more than 2 years ago, and it was sort of the same thing. But the only part of my body that hurt was my
dick?
my dick, because it's so big that it went in and went through the engine casing.
Oh.
And yeah, that's usually what happened. No, it was my shin from hitting the brakes so hard and so fast and with so much force is that I actually sprained my shin from doing that.
Wow.
So
Did you put your foot through the bottom of the car and stopped it like Fred Flintstone?
it was that happened. Well, that's what I do with my dick.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it was
okay.
like,
You use it like just as an anchor.
my dick's
Just throw it out the window.
My dick's so big it causes accidents, baby. We call them babies. They're called accidents. You have an abortion. No.
I think I just had an abortion earlier.
You did have an abortion. You missed the shot that Bob did. Was his
It's a bloody tampon.
bloody tampon shot.
That's lovely.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Still gagging just thinking about it.
We're glad you're okay. They gave you medication and stuff.
Oh no, they didn't give me any. Well, I mean, they gave me some
They didn't give it to
some
me.
ibuprofen or something when I was
and
there. She said just take 600 milligrams of ibuprofen every 8 hours.
Right.
So I have been a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Have you been playing games this weekend?
Yeah. Thankfully that I couldn't go to work on Friday, and excuse me, I was not necessarily bedridden, but doctor's orders to don't do a whole lot.
Right.
So yeah, I was playing. I played through Nick and Brad's recommendations. the Walking Dead episode 1. I played through that, and I've also been playing some Dust and Elysium Tale.
Right. You guys just did a audible impressions for that, which should be going up online like tonight or tomorrow.
Pretty soon, yeah. Mm-hmm. And but yeah, like I think when we recorded the audible impressions, I was only at like 35%, something like that. The game does a pretty good job of keeping track of where you are in it. But now I'm up at like 70. Like I'm pretty close to being done with the game.
Oh, nice. And what are you thinking about it? Still liking it?
Oh yeah, it's an amazing game. I'm liking it a lot.
Awesome.
Yep.
I haven't played
And
it.
according to Chris Davis, the audible impression has been uploaded.
Oh, fantastic. So check that out.
Yeah, the video's been cut together. It's online.
Is it released?
It's not released yet.
Okay. Well, we'll release that soon.
Okay.
So you're going to get a new car? What's going on there?
So I'm waiting for my insurance company to get back to me. They were supposed to send out a claims person, I don't know, to go and look at the car and determine its worth and blah, blah, blah. I mean, the car I was driving was an '05 Honda Civic with about 107,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
and
old.
So, no, it's old, but I mean, the car was in amazing shape. There was literally nothing wrong with it.
Right.
I have no doubts I could have gone another 100,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're
And,
pretty good cars.
Yeah, and so that's what sucks about the situation. And I was talking to the claims people on the phone, and I kind of describing the damage to them, and they're like, just from previous experience, it sounds like we're going to end up totaling it out, which means I'm going to have to get a new car. And so it's kind of like I'm happy and sad at the same time. Like happy I'm going to get a new car, but sad that my bank account's not going to be happy.
Oh yeah, no.
You don't think the insurance company's going to cover a new car?
They cover a certain amount.
They'll cover a certain amount if you have full coverage, but I only actually had liability coverage on my car because my parents were actually paying for my car insurance, and I just started working this summer at like a big boy job, and so I was in the process of getting the insurance switched over to me, and I was going to switch it to full time. And so literally, if this accident would have happened like 2 weeks later, I probably would have been completely covered.
Oh, Jesus.
You know that the insurance company paid for that truck to drive the generator in front of you.
Exactly.
It's like reverse fraud.
They knew it was going to happen. Like we gotta get this fucker now before he gets
He's about
full,
to switch policy.
before he gets full coverage.
Take him out. Yep.
Well, thankfully you're okay. I wanted to have you on just because you kind of tweeted about it, so I thought that the community might like to hear the story.
Yeah. Oh, it's good to be on. I haven't been on a Cocktail Time in forever.
I know. Have you played Black Mesa yet? We were just talking about that.
No, I have not. I've been thinking about downloading it because I've seen some of the videos of it, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's definitely worth your time to play it. It's a pretty true to the original. Great remake. Oh yeah, it's great. Like I haven't had this much fun with a first person shooter in a long time.
Mm-hmm. I'll definitely have to check that out then as soon as I finish Dust, which probably will be in the next couple of days here.
Yeah.
Does it seem like a pretty long game?
I would say maybe 8 hours. Not too long, but I mean it's a XBLA game, so I wouldn't expect too much more from it. But I mean, it also, I don't think I think it would have a pretty decent replay value as well. I mean, it is an RPG, and there's some like it seems like kind of paths you can take. Like there's this one quest where you can either give a guy like some guy sent off some kid to do his laundry, and the kid got lost, and like ant monsters were attacking him, and he dropped the laundry, and so you pick it up, and it's like, oh well, I can either put poison ivy in his laundry or not. And So I put some poison ivy in his laundry, and like I gave it to him, and I got an achievement called Renegade because
scale-wise, is it kind of similar in scope to something like Bastion?
Like size-wise,
Yeah.
it's much larger than Bastion.
Oh, okay, that's good.
There's maybe like 9 areas, something like that, 9-10 areas, and some of them are fairly small, but then some of them are pretty huge. And like I was talking about it on the podcast a couple of days ago that it's similar. It's a Metroidvania style, but each square on the map is massive. It's not like 50 feet one way and like 10 feet up. It's like
It's not just like one screen region.
One way and like 200,000 feet up. It's some of the areas are just huge, and so it's a lot of fun to explore them and whatnot. And I'm really enjoying the RPG elements. Crafting equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Hey, how's it like living with Nick?
So far, so good.
Oh.
I don't really know what else to say. I mean, we just started watching Walking Dead this season
together.
Yeah.
On the
Well, because
couch.
they.
are you cuddled together with like
Is it like-
popcorn
is he-
between you, and you got a blanket covering both of you?
Does Nick come home and you're like,
Exactly.
Nick, it's time for Walking Dead. He's like, I'll make the popcorn.
Yeah, and then you sit down and you got the show going, and then whenever a zombie jumps out, Nick's all, "Eee!"
Honey,
Did I say Walking Dead? I didn't mean to say that at all. I don't know why I said that. I meant Hell on Wheels. But we will be watching Walking Dead once it starts. But
little different.
little different. But no, it's fine. I mean, I really needed a roommate to save some money, and me and Nick have gotten along pretty well so far.
That's good.
Yeah. And plus, as soon as we get a broadcast up, that'll be good. Just be able to broadcast from my living room.
I'm looking forward to you guys broadcasting together. I think that'll be pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm sure that'll happen a lot. We work similar hours, so yeah.
There's all this 4PP sex spam going on in the chat.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's
amazing.
lovely.
It's
I don't know. I think we gotta. I think it's just the cocktail time really brings in that kind of audience.
It does. Well,
Oh.
I'm totally
Yeah.
fine with that. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
So much porn.
But anyway, seeing you guys broadcast together will be good. I think.
Yeah.
That'll be
Hopefully,
fun.
we'll get that up in the next maybe month or so.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool. All right, Bob. We were talking with you before the break. You were talking about Black Mesa. Is there anything else you were playing that you wanted to talk about?
There's really not much else I've been playing. Like,
Was that lag or was that?
No, that
that
was Bob.
that was just me making noises. Other than I keep playing a little bit of Darksiders 2 every once in a while. That was something I was playing a little bit.
Playing what? DuckTales?
Darksiders 2.
Oh, There's-
DuckTales.
Woo. Everyone knows
Yeah,
that.
for the NES.
For the NES. For the
Yeah,
NES.
I fucking love that.
I'm doing
that game. It's
I'm
great.
doing the NES.
Fucking love me some DuckTales.
Some DuckTales NES.
Ducks.
Those
I love that.
Those ducks get down. I'm just like, oh yeah, I love them ducks.
Yeah, play some little ducklings.
They're kind of gamey. I like it. So Darksiders 2.
Darksiders 2 a little bit. Yeah. Terra.
How far are you in that?
Embarrassingly, not very.
You had played an hour last cocktail time. Are you up to hour 2 now?
Yeah,
That's
possibly.
Well, you're making progress then, my friend.
But I think I actually, let me see how far I'm in this now. I'm pretty sure Steam is tracking my 13 hours.
Okay.
So quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
Although I'm not to the second area yet.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of the. There's a lot of side dungeons that are in the game. There's a lot of content in the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, I was talking to Brad about it. It's almost to the point of like Inception with dungeons. Like you find dungeons inside dungeons.
Oh really?
It's like you're in a dungeon and you open up a chest and there's a dungeon in the chest. It's insane how many little dungeons are in this game.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy with the scale of it. I don't know how much more I'm going to be playing of it. I know Tara's almost pissed off with it. I've heard towards the end it gets really kind of meh.
Yeah, no, so that's the thing, actually. I actually stopped playing it. I played and gotten to the second area, and I'm quite a bit into that, and I just kind of like meh. I just kind of fell out. Like when I first started playing it, I was like, oh, this is so much better than the first game, which it is.
Yeah.
But I think the story of the first game kept me hooked a little more than this one is, and I'm just kind of not getting into it as much.
It seems like they just drag it out.
Oh yeah,
Like they just fucking keep dragging out.
I mean, I'm definitely to the point to where I'm getting a little bit tired with it. And Brad made a good point, saying is one of the great things about Zelda games, later ones, is that each dungeon has its own sort of personality. And a lot of the dungeons, after you do the first water and fire ones, sort of kind of start losing that personality to them. So,
Yeah.
at least from what I saw.
Well, I'm still waiting for someone to sell Darksiders to me altogether because it doesn't look like anything I haven't already played before. To be honest,
Well, I'll tell you what,
I'll get around to playing Darksiders 2 some.
the
this
first
year, I'm sure, but
yeah, I mean the first Darksiders really didn't do anything for me. I actually never finished the first Darksiders because I just kind of got bored with it. But the second one pulled me in a lot more than the first one did. I mean, because it has a lot more loot and skill system and all that kind of cool stuff.
It's a lot more in depth than the first one was, in a good way. It's just like Bob was saying, it just drags on, and I think there's one quest where guys like, I need you to go and find these 3 things, and then the process, in order to get one of the 3 things, you have to find 3 more things to get that one. It's just, why is that necessary at all? It's
3 of
it's
everything.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at the point right now to where I'm actually gonna fight the Colossus, and it's sort of a pain in the ass because it's sort of like
You're not very far into the game.
I guess I'm not. I played a whole bunch. I feel like I played tons of it, and I'm at this part with the Colossus, and I feel like fighting this Colossus is like probably the last thing I want to do in this game, in a game like this. And I got to the point where I keep on like I shot the bombs on its arm, and for some reason you can only shoot the bombs on its arm after it makes its axe go down. For some strange reason, you can't just shoot them; like it doesn't lock on.
Yeah, it's too far away or something.
But it's not, because I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then like he kind of falls apart, and then there's that big, the first little point you're supposed to hit, which is in every Colossus game since Shadow of the Colossus is there. And I don't know what to do with it. I tried to hit it, and it wouldn't do anything. I tried to shoot it, and what am I supposed to do with that fucking thing?
Hook shot.
Yeah, hook shot.
Hook shot, and I pull it out.
You climb up and you have to hook shot onto him, and then you attack it.
Yeah, you hook shot up to it, and then you start attacking it.
In my opinion, I like games that don't tell you what to do, that kind of subtle clues to help you figure it out. But I think that battle was kind of frustrating for me at first because I had no idea what I was doing in it. I was really lost at the beginning.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I got. And when I was at that part, I was actually admittedly I was very hungover. So I got to that part twice, and I kept on getting killed. I didn't know what to do. I was like, fuck this, and I just home buttoned it out of there. But maybe I'll go back and hook shot it out. But you said I'm not far. I feel like I'm far in this game.
No, you're just once you defeat the Guardian, you're into the second area, and then there's 3 or 4 areas.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 sub areas in the second area.
With 80 more dungeons.
Yeah. There's quite a bit left.
So that whole map is the first area.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
There's essentially the equivalent of that in the second area.
Really?
It's always a bad sign when you're actually looking forward to a game to end.
I don't really I'm not looking forward to the ending, but I'm surprised it's nowhere near that ending. I thought maybe I was getting close. I guess not.
Yeah.
Oh well. But what have I been playing? Okay, I know what I've been playing. I'm playing the Armored Kill DLC for Battlefield 3 this week.
Oh yeah.
So I'll tell you what. 2 things. 2 pretty big extremes. Number 1, and I'm playing it on the console, by the way, because that's something I should say. A lot of the new maps are pretty great. I wish I was playing this on the PC. My PC wouldn't do this game justice, because I'm sure there's with double the amount of people, and they're probably even bigger, and there's probably some amazing battles on some of these things. But even on the console, these new maps are awesome. There's the I can't think of the names right now, but the map with the snow mountain and stuff with the river, with the frozen lake is fantastic because there's all these different types of areas. Like the top of the mountain is all snowy and stuff, and the bottom is kind of foresty, and it's really beautiful. I mean, it's this one part of it's almost like the Skyrim map. I kind of call it. So it's really cool. The maps are really great. The vehicles are pretty nice. The tank destroyer is a fun little really speedy tank type of thing, which is kind of fun to zoom around these bigger areas. The new tank mode is pretty cool. Basically, it's just there's a one point that you have to capture and hold, and there's a really big map, and there's just tons of tanks. So it's this constant tank battle on this side of this mountain, which is really good. Those things are all positive. The AC-130 on the domination type maps and whatnot, and the Conquer maps, is really cool. However, having said that, having the AC-130 on rush maps is fucking awful. It's awful because the attacking enemy gets the AC-130, and all they do is spam the spawn. And the one difference between rush, and the domination, I keep calling it domination, but it's conquest. The difference between rush and conquest maps is with conquest maps, there's randomized spawns. You can spawn at any base you have captured, But on rush maps, the defenders always spawn in the same base. So the AC-130 just fucking spams that one base the entire time. And it's literally, you keep on fucking, you spawn and you blow up. And you spawn and you blow up. And you spawn or you die and get shot. It's fucking awful. And everyone is like, remove the fucking AC-130 from the attackers on rush map. You just got to do it. It's just terrible. So
That reminds me of my experience with PlanetSide 2.
Oh, yeah.
You spawn, you blow up. You spawn, you blow up.
Reminds me of my experience of Nuketown with the Black Ops.
Well, yeah. Well, see, think about that, Bob. Is that with
Did they lift the NDA on PlanetSide 2? I can't remember talking about that or not.
The NDA
okay,
has
good.
been
Oh,
lifted
thank
on
God. All right.
PlanetSide 2.
Sorry. I had a freak out for a little while. I was
The
like,
one
oh,
thing
God.
about PlanetSide 2, Bob, is that we can't do this show anymore now.
Son of a bitch.
Well, really, the one thing about PlanetSide 2, just to digress into that for a second, is that you have multiple spawn areas, unless you're getting
Well, yeah, unless you're getting hammered.
unless you're getting hammered. But there's always another base, unless it's your last fucking base. You're getting hammered, and then if that's your last base, that sort of makes sense. But
because they're taking over the.
But you know what you do at that point? You spawn and you sneak around and you go capture a base somewhere else. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different things you can do in PlanetSide 2 for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But the rush maps with the AC-130 to defend on are just fucking awful. And everyone is saying if you're a defender on rush in Armored Kill, you just don't win. Maybe you win, but for the most part you don't. So, but everything. So I'm staying away from rush. I'm not playing it. I usually enjoy Rush, but I can't do it. But the conquest maps are a lot of fun, and so is the what is it? Tank? It's tank something. It's tank orgy. It's the tank orgy maps. The tank orgy mode is a lot of fun, and deathmatch is fun. It's just they're really good maps. They're a lot of fun, and I still love Battlefield 3. I checked my time playing. It's up to almost 6 days now of time playing.
Wow, it's a lot.
So.
You bringing up Battlefield 3 actually just reminded me. I don't know if you get this show in the US, but in the UK we have this show called The Gadget Show. I think.
No, I don't think we do.
I don't think we have that. Here.
I'm sure we'll be making an American version of it any day now. That's what we do.
They must.
Yeah, it's just gonna be vibrators. It's white American trash and vibrators.
Gadgets to make hamburgers
or cook meth.
and cook meth. Methy hamburgers.
That's an important one.
Hamburgers with a meth center.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, the center is where the center is where the face eating is.
You actually make a hamburger. You make a meth pipe out of a hamburger. So you smoke some meth and then you eat the thing. It's getting rid of the evidence.
Yeah. So
sounds delicious.
And then like the Indians, you use all of the meth, every piece of the meth.
No, every piece of it. Nothing goes to waste.
Nothing goes to waste. That's right.
But anyway, on the Gadget Show, a little while back, but it was around about the time when Battlefield 3 was coming out, they did this thing where they were trying to make the most realistic first-person experience, first-person shooter experience that they could. Right. So what they did, they used Battlefield 3, and they got the presenter in this huge tent where they projected like the graphics onto like a 360 vision sort of thing. I think they put goggles on it, but I can't remember. But what they had actual paintball guns set around on a 360 rig. So every time he got shot with an actual paintball
from that direction. Oh,
yeah. They had these things where it was like some sort of treadmill roller device on the floor where you could basically walk and run forward as fast as you liked, and you would stay in the same position. So you could actually like move along as your character would, but not actually move anywhere. And they had like a realistic replica of a gun and sort of super deluxe surround sound. And I was watching this thinking, why would anyone want to do this? Like, I don't actually want to go to war.
I think I would try it at least once. You know,
maybe just for the experience, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
I think it'd be an interesting experience, but I think it's a little over the top.
Well, you wouldn't do that every day. It's like I'm gonna come home from work and relax and get into this my giant Battlefield simulator.
Get shot with some paintballs, jog around for an hour.
Yeah. I have said before, and I'll say it again. It is strange that it is an interesting sort of essay in our society that to relax, we try to play the most realistic war games we possibly can. I'm going to relax.
It's to blow off steam.
Yeah, I'm going to relax and blow off steam, so I'm going to put myself in this horrific situation just for the fun of it.
Oh, it's better than going to the barn and having sex with a horse.
That is true. You missed the
I
first part of
agree
this.
with that.
You missed the first part of the show, The fuck's
Nolan.
Your name? Nolan. We were talking about cloppers, and there was this.
Yeah.
This.
So Nolan, I gotta ask you, horse sex, yay or nay?
Nay, especially after Nick showed me that video.
What?
Oh, Mr.
So this
Hands?
is what you do when you. Oh, Mr. Hands. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Hand.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Bob?
I was gonna say, like, this is the kind of stuff you get when you live with Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I saw that video like 2 years ago when he showed it to me, but yeah.
I'm actually the one who showed him first.
Oh, really?
Why am I not surprised?
Well, because it was the first thing when I met the guys for the first time, when I said you can come to my house and stay at my house for PAX. This is back 2009, I think. And
that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like they walked in, they were gonna go settle, and I was like, "Hey, you want to see this picture of this video of a guy getting fucked by a horse
To death?
Death. You want to see? Would you like to see this video of a guy getting fucked to death by by a horse?" And they were like, "Do we?" And that's how we connected. That's how me and the guys really connected.
Well, living with Nick, it's not all Mr. Hands. It's more of, I'm curious if he's home, so I open the door to my room and I hear like, I know it's home.
The Nick music.
Yeah.
And so basically, Armored Kill I've been playing. That's kind of been it. That's kind of been what I've been doing this week for the most part. And it'll be a lot better once they take the fucking AC-130 out of the rush maps, or at least. At the very least, they need some serious handicaps to the rush map to using the AC-130. There has to be a bigger cost for spawning it. A cost like so two things: the attacking team maybe gets no jets, and then the AC-130, when you lose it, you lose like 20 tickets. You know what I mean? Of course, you're gonna have griefers that just spawn the jet just to kill it. For the most part, or just But there needs to be a better price for that thing on rush maps, or just remove it completely on rush, which I think is the best thing to do, personally. So, anyway,
Q.
Have you guys been playing anything else?
The only other thing I've been playing is I've gone back to Just Cause 2 briefly.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I think it comes up with a little timer at the top of the screen every now and again, showing just how many hours you put into the game. And I think last time I checked, it was something like 60.
Oh,
so I spent a lot of time with that game.
Have you tried the multiplayer mod by any chance?
No. Can you download it for the 360?
No. It's only
It's PC only.
It's the PC version.
Oh well.
Unfortunately. Although it's gotten such good reception, I can almost guarantee you Just Cause 3 is going to have sort of an open world multiplayer component to it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, especially if it's being fucking made by if it's ever made by EA, it has to. Or
Oh, well, who's publishing it? That's what I was going to say. If
They
it's
won't.
EA, then yes.
Who did publish Just Cause? Does anybody know?
Not off the top of my head.
Anybody at 4pp.tv chat help us out with who published Just Cause 2?
I don't know. Let me look at our new site. Do we
Square-
have it in the database?
Soulglove over at 4pp.tv saying Square Enix did it.
No, I'm gonna look it in our fucking database.
Square Enix. We already know, Bob.
No, shut up.
You and your fucking database. Is it even in the game database?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Not yet. Oh yes, it is. Yeah, Square Enix.
And there.
Developed by Avalanche Studios
Hopefully that's
for
all
the
right.
Xbox 360, PS3, and PC.
That's it.
Yeah.
So actually, I think we can talk about this. Maybe Bob has been working on, since we have the community here. Bob, you've been working on the forums today.
Yes.
And people had questions about their authentications and their names, and if they're going to need, to sign up again and make new accounts when the new website was rolled out on October 1st. What can you tell them?
Whatever your forum account is on the current site, you can use that to log into the new site.
Exactly.
That's your account. It'll work. So whatever you have for the forums, you can use it for the new site. We're looking into doing, if not importing old posts, we're going to at least do something cool for I want to see Joseph 46
inches.
What? Holy shit,
Wow.
Joseph. 46 inches.
Someone's giving them false information.
That's amazing. We all know it's 48.
That's 48. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's more than that.
So if we don't import posts, we'll at least import the post counts, or we'll do some. So like we'll grant achievements or something like that based on post counts. And we're also going to have at least have the old forums locked down, so we'll have them in read only somewhere, so people can go reference them if they want.
They won't be blown up.
No, they won't disappear. They'll still be around in some form.
Yeah. But the big news out of all that is, if you already have an account, you won't need to make a new one.
No, and you actually may want, if you don't have a forum account already, you may want to make a forum account, because there are probably going to be some one-time only achievements you can get by having a forum account at this point in time.
Right. We're actually calling them, for people who already have an account on our website, on our forums, when we get switched over, we're going to have legacy achievements for people who have already been members of 4playerpodcast.com before we switch over to the new site. And there will be achievements with scores granted and levels attached. So if someone can put the forum link into chats, go and make yourself an account, introduce yourself to the forums, and you will be able to get some of those achievements when we switch over.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Everyone loves achievements.
I've got so much work to do. God damn it.
We all have work to do. We still got to get those posts for that month.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
I know you forgot. I was looking at that today. I'm like, I wonder when he's going to do that.
Oh. I thought about it today, and I was like, you know what? I probably should do that, and I didn't.
And you didn't. Just like you didn't add Nolan during the break. You're slacking, man.
No.
You're slacking.
Slacker.
Well, I just keep thinking about your 46-inch penis.
It's really... It's
That's
really,
gotta be inconvenient.
I was gonna say
it's
really a burden.
Yeah,
It's really,
it's like a third leg. Yeah,
it's really much more a burden than anything else. But I can stir the sauce from across the room. So
Do you have to like roll it up?
It's sort of like a fruit roll up, and sort of comes out like a giant horse tongue when I whip it out. It just sort of unfurls like a flag on.
Is it like the darkness but with penises?
Almost. It unfurls like a flag during Veterans Day.
It's a beautiful metaphor.
Thank you.
Simile rather.
It's a simile, but that's what I do best.
So do you lose conscious when you get an erection?
Usually, I need a constant blood transfusion whenever I'm having sex. So I only date nurses and doctors. I have it set up. So now we're doing penis talk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a dedicated segment of the show. Do we need some music to vamp this section?
Good thing I downloaded this today.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's like. There's this guy actually. This guy who has the largest cock in the world, or measured.
Really? So
I forget his name, but he's been on like the Howard Stern show, and he's
his name Huge Erection?
No. But he's actually in the Guinness Book of World Records
for the largest penis.
For having the largest penis, and
probably unfortunate.
The most surprising part of this story is he is a white man.
How big is it?
14, I think. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know. I don't have that information readily accessible. I hate to disappoint you.
It's just on the tip of your penis. Just
I don't know, and I'm sure that changes depending on who's like. That's hard. That's got to be something hard to measure, right?
Because it's got to be hard. It's definitely got to be hard to
It has to be hard to measure.
But beyond the pun, I mean, it's like, so you're getting your penis measured in like by these officials from the Guinness Book of World Records. Not the sexiest of situations. So like, I'm sure if he's alone with a beautiful woman, I'm sure like it's even bigger. So like when the Guinness Book of World Records measure his penis, that's like, as small as it gets.
It's very awkward for him, He's
right. There's a guy with glasses.
Masturbating, like I promise it's bigger. I promise.
Apparently 13.5 inches.
13.5 inches. Yeah.
And there's a world's largest vagina.
What?
Holy shit!
We gotta get them together. This is like the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper from fucking Ghostbusters.
No. Like the thing is, like this guy is 13.5 inches. Woman with the largest vagina, 19 inches.
Oh, it's still like giving a whale a tic tac.
Finally reached a maximum height of 7 feet 8 inches.
Oh shit, she was 7'8" inches.
What?
She's fucking tall.
Wow. See, that's you'd have to be that tall. You'd have to be that tall.
Let's see. How
Gave birth to a 26-pound baby.
26-pound baby? Jesus Christ.
What? No, that's like a 13-year-old boy. She's probably fucking some kid, and he got lost up there, and then he fell out like 9 months later, and she's like, "Whoop! I got a kid." You know.
The minimum dilation of her passage was 6 inches. Jesus Christ.
That is a hot dog in the hallway.
Wow.
Normal
That's amazing.
dilation is 10 centimeters.
Wow.
Wait, what did you say?
Well, Tara's reading it. She's saying her minimum dilation was 15, just over 15 centimeters, and the normal dilation is 10.
Wow.
So her minimum is 5 centimeters larger than the normal.
That's yeah.
Gross.
I'm going to tie this back miraculously to video games.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Have any of you guys played Silent Hill 3?
No.
Some of it.
Well, yes, but in Silent Hill 3, as well as the Guinness Book of World Records, the biggest distance for jet of semen is 18 feet.
That's
For
it?
what?
Wait,
18
how do
18
they?
I got that.
How do they measure that?
Well, a dude just ejaculates onto a thing of, I don't know, rolled paper, and then they measure it.
But I mean, is he like, I can do better than that? Come back tomorrow.
The muzzle velocity was 42.7 miles per hour. Okay, so what about Silent
Did
Hill
you just
3?
refer to his penis as a muzzle?
Yes,
Did they refer to it as a muzzle? Or did you? Is that your own?
they did. They did.
Okay, I don't know if that was your-
They actually they said the muzzle
I don't know
velocity.
if that was your personal name for your
Yes.
your
My penis is named Muzzle. I got to
ability.
keep him reined in.
Well, we cut off George though, who was going to try to.
Yeah.
He was going to try to
Do
bring
you
us
know-
back to video
Do
games.
you know what I call my penis?
What?
George.
Would it be
after
George
myself.
Jr.? Could be George.
No, just George. It's my alter ego, you see.
Right.
Like in Silent Hill 3, there's an alter ego.
Like in Silent Hill 3, yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
No, what I was actually going to say is that in Silent Hill 3, there were a lot of penis-shaped monsters, and I was wondering if that was some sort of psychological thing, or if I was reading too much into it.
Well, in Silent Hill 2, there were a lot of penis-shaped monsters, were there not?
I think that's just a general. That's just a general Silent Hill thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's mostly, I guess it's maybe in reference to him not getting laid for a while, or I don't know. Like in Silent Hill 2, the main thing is that the guy's wife died.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of there's the sexy nurses, there's the
Yeah.
penis monsters. And there's quite a bit that kind of references sexuality in a way, in one deformed way or another.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised in Homecoming, was there? Or not Homecoming, what was I thinking of? But Downpour. Was there penis-shaped monsters in Downpour?
Not really.
No.
They were all supposed to represent like prison violence or something, but
Prison
I didn't
rape.
think
Yeah.
I didn't think the monster design in Downpour was that great, to be honest.
Nah, I would agree. Well, I found it not to be a particularly scary game. It still was decent.
Mhm.
But I agree. The
yeah.
monsters weren't that really meh. They were meh.
Yeah, they're just these kind of faceless humanoid things.
Yep.
I guess they're still scarier than zombies, which I'm completely sick of now.
Well, everyone's
but
saying zombies now.
Yeah.
well, if everyone's sick of them, why do people keep buying bloody zombie games? So people keep thinking that they sell well, and they keep making more of them.
Well, you have to understand, like the market never follows what people want. It's always like a
that's
year
true.
behind. You know, like when people get
Yeah,
tired
that's
of
true.
something, and they don't realize until a year later that shit. Well,
Well, it's
people-
also because they don't realize people are tired of it until they're already halfway through making it, and they're not just going to stop.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, people like these games have been going on for 2 years, so they're like, I need $1 million to make a zombie game. Well, good thing no one's ever going to get tired of those. So,
Well, Oh.
What are you looking at?
I'm still reading these fucking Guinness records. So, Japan has successfully set a new world record, having 250 men and 250 women consent to having sex in the same place at the same time,
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
completing the world's biggest orgy.
No, you could see videos of that.
Yeah, I know. The I was saying videos. The orgy was held in a warehouse with a professional camera crew taking pictures and recording the entire event.
But they're not all having sex with each other.
No. Each sex act and position was choreographed so that the couples were simultaneous in their actions.
Right.
So,
What the fuck?
yeah, despite
See,
the
so
orgy label.
So 500 people having sex at the same time.
Yeah. So, despite the orgy label, 250 couples all tested SD free. I don't know if that's a.
See, I don't.
I guess he had to get tested.
I don't think that counts unless it's a.
No,
free-for-all.
there's no double dipping. There's just it's just couples having sex.
That's not an orgy. That's just
No.
a lot of couples having sex in the same place. That's not an
Well,
orgy.
you know what is much more.
What if they had all
Astounding?
just like moved one to the left?
That's a hoedown.
like a tea party. Fresh cup, move down the table.
Well, you do know the world's biggest gangbang was one chick, 919 guys in the same day.
I think that was wasn't that Candy Apples? Or no, she tried to and got raided by the police.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I don't know why I know this stuff, but Candy Apples tried to go for the gangbang record, and it got raided by the police. 'Cause I don't know why. I mean, it's like why is sex is not illegal? Like why would that get raided by the police?
Well, I'm kind of surprised that she didn't do a solid 1,000 because it's 919.
Maybe she couldn't take anymore.
Possibly, her vagina might have broke.
She was literally filled to the brim.
She was if she made it. What happened is she made it into the Guinness Book of World Records simultaneously for the most men having sex with, and then for the woman with the biggest vagina.
So let's see. Lisa Sparks is a noted American pornographic actress.
Yeah, I know who she is.
I didn't know who this is. Her tits are really flabby. What do you know? She had sex with 919 guys in a single day, setting a world record.
Oh, she's the one who did it? That's
she
sort of
did
surprising.
it. Specifically, it occurred during Eroticon 2004, a Polish convention that celebrates it's probably in Poland. That's why she didn't get raided by police. So, as part of the third annual World Gangbang Championship.
Yay! Hooray!
I guess this wasn't just some publicity stunt either. The coveted World Gangbang record has changed hands.
Which is also how gangbangs kind of happen. Lots of changing.
Lots of handshaking. So back in 2002 and 2003, when the world record number was 646 and 759.
Yeah.
That's
Before we move on from Guinness Book of World Records, I'm going to throw out a trivia question. Who knows? The chat can take part in this too. Who knows which video game has the Guinness World Records largest open world space?
I would have to say
Just Cause 2.
I would
Daggerfall.
say Morrowind. Daggerfall.
Unless something else has replaced it in the meantime,
Just Cause
it's
2.
not any of. Yes, Brog has got it. It's Fuel.
Oh, that's right.
Fuel.
That's right.
A completely forgettable racing game from like 2007 or something.
I forgot about
Right.
Fuel. That's right.
how
played
big is
it
its
somehow.
world?
Just Cause 2 was huge, though, wasn't it?
Not as big as Fuel. Look at
It wasn't as big as Fuel.
Fuel is.
But it's like
gigantic.
second, though, right?
I think they said that like to drive from one end of the world to the other in Fuel would take something like I don't know 10 hours or something, like real time hours.
But Daggerfall real time hours, you would take 2 weeks to walk across the map.
Is Daggerfall an MMO?
No,
it's
it's
an
Elder Scrolls
RPG.
3.
It's a DOS game.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was disqualified.
We should
for some
probably
reason.
remove that part from the podcast, or you're gonna get some hate mail.
Is it an MMO? No.
Right.
Oh, here we go. Biggest maps. Daggerfall is pretty damn big. Yeah, Fuel. What's the largest? What is this? Nightfall?
Nightfall. What is that?
It's an expansion to Guild Wars 1.
Oh, interesting.
Is that the largest one?
I'm not looking at what you're looking at.
Someone
Sure.
put a link in chat listing them. There's Fuel, and then there's Nightfall. Nightfall is way bigger than Fuel.
Wow.
But again, they don't really have.
Yeah, we keep on seeing Fuel's the biggest drivable open world game and has special technology. If it didn't have this technology, it would take 7 PS3 Blu-ray discs to fit the whole thing.
Asheron's Call, I guess, is another one on there. I can't really see this.
I just looked up the largest video game map, and yeah, it says like Fuel is 5,560 square miles.
Yeah.
Nightfall is 15,000 square miles. Lord of the Rings Online is 30,000 square miles, and Daggerfall is 62,000 square miles.
That's the thing. Daggerfall is bigger than any of these. I think it's still the biggest because there's a small thing like you can actually see them get larger and larger and larger.
Well, then how did Fuel get this? Like,
Maybe it's within some genre or some time span. I don't know.
So we have some dismay, we have some dissent amongst the people.
Well, you know who's not descending? Let me find some more porn facts. This dude that had the world's longest man masturbation.
How long was that?
10 hours.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
That's a lot of lube.
Yeah.
Oh, God, can you imagine trying to just keep an erection for 10 hours? Holy fuck. I think you're supposed to call a doctor after that.
I think my arm would get tired.
I've gone 8, but
that's a long time.
Marathon sessions, but yeah.
Well, the woman with the world's strongest vagina can lift 31 pounds with it.
Ouch.
She can live like a child with her vagina.
Oh my God, there's a video. I'm afraid.
Oh.
Like if she was Mary Poppins, she could like carry those children across London with her vagina and her with
the vagina
with her umbrella up and the child hanging from the vagina.
Or is the umbrella in her vagina?
No, she's holding the umbrella and the child is in the vagina. Like one of the child's feet is in her vagina and he's dangling.
No, it's like her magic bag or whatever that she pulls random shit out of, but instead of her bag, she just pulls random shit out of her vagina.
Is there a bag of holding? Like a bag of holding?
Oh my God! I think she has a weight drop from her vagina. What the fuck?
Oh
my God!
See, the thing is, this podcast started on the wrong foot. I was reading about cloppers having sex with horses and the music, and it was this podcast was destined. It was always destined to end up this way.
Well, the guy that had the world's largest penis was frisked by TSA at the California airport.
No, that happened recently. He was detained by the TSA because they thought he had a weapon.
Some would say it's a weapon.
That actually,
sorry, it is fully loaded.
It is. That just happened.
It's cocked and loaded.
It's got a hair trigger. Don't touch it; it'll go right off. Oh God! Look at this. This is how the article starts. So it turns out it's illegal to it's legal to have a weapon of mass conception at the airport.
That's amazing.
Oh, this is San Francisco International Airport.
That's poor guy. He lives like in the basement with his mother, and that's the truth from what I heard.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Why isn't he doing like porn or anything like that?
Because he's done with that whole thing.
He did it for a while?
No, but I mean his life was like one long, pornography movie for a long time. Now he's just kind of done with it.
Just long. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, it was
very long.
And hard. Very.
Oh God.
Hard. So.
I'm seeing.
All right. We should end this. I think we're done.
Probably. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming out. What? Is there more? No.
So many.
There's
always more with this guy.
I know.
Yeah.
He just keeps coming and coming and coming.
Anyways, thanks for coming out, everybody, watching us at home at 4pp.tv. Thank you, Nick. I'm Nick. Thank you, Nolan, for coming in and let us know about your accident. Glad you're okay.
Yep.
Glad you're okay. We got to get you on a cocktail time proper when
that sounds good.
when the time comes. And of course, thank you, Bob. Thank you, George, for coming on. George, thanks again for getting up super early in the morning, or not getting up at all, just staying up all night to
Yeah, I'm on a caffeine binge, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna crash in about an hour's time.
There you go. Get yourself some sleep. So, all right, guys. Everyone have a good night, and make sure you check out the main website at 4playerpodcast.com. Check out our main video game broadcast at 4pp.tv, and stick around because someone's gonna be coming on any minute when we're done. Probably Brad or somebody. So stay on for some video games. Later, everybody.
Later.